Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. My name is George Kingori. I'm your online finance guy who speaks about all things finance, how you can be able to save, invest and grow in your financial affairs. And today I'm going to teach you about financial lessons that you are going to learn from the pastoralist communities around the world. So what is it that they do that makes them financially successful? The first thing that you need to know is that they hold no cash. They do not have their assets in cash. They do not have emergency funds laying around. All their investments is in growing stocks. Yes, they have no cash with them. When you hold cash with you all the time, you lose out on the opportunity to be able to grow your investments. You lose out on the loss of money that comes in when inflation kicks in, because money that is held just like that loses value due to inflation. But when you have your value in commodities that are growing and they are gaining capital gains, they are able to avoid this issue of fluctuating prices and inflation. So that is the first thing that pastoralist communities do. They do not hold cash just like that, losing value continuously. Then the other thing that is connected with the value is they put their value in growing assets. They have a lot of cows and goats and sheep that are growing, putting on weight, putting on mass, and they are giving birth. They are also producing milk, and so the asset class that they have is growing. Where are you putting your money? Is it in growing assets? Is it in things that are gaining capital gains? And is your value growing over time? Learn from the pastoralist and keep your money and keep your investments in assets that are growing, because in so doing, your value and your net worth actually goes up. So the other thing that they do is that they preserve their assets in hard times. When there is a probability of a drought or a reduction in grass, they preserve their assets. They sell off their assets or their cows and sheep strategically. They sell off the ones that look weak, the ones that are old, and the ones that do not look like they can be able to sustain themselves in the dry seasons when there's less grass and things like that. So that is how they sell off their stock. They do not just take the fat animals, the animals that can be able to survive, and sell them. They sell the ones that are most likely to die of hunger and suffer. They are the ones that they sell. So how are you going to sell your investments? Are you strategic in the way you dispose of your assets? If your assets are going to go down in value because of a situation or circumstances, how are you going to safeguard against this? So this is how they are able to sell off their assets in a strategic way to be able to ensure that their overall value goes up. Again, when these animals that are more able to withstand these harsh conditions are able to get to the rainy season, they again are able to rebound and give birth much quickly, because now that you have a more robust herd that is able to withstand the harsh situations. And the other thing that they do is they use the free available assets. Pastoralists most of the time do not own all the land that they graze their animals. They walk around. They go to where the grass is and where the opportunities are to be able to feed their animals, where their water is and the available resources that are free and accessible to them. And that is how they're able to grow their value. What are you doing? Are you tying your money in assets? Are you limiting yourselves to the assets that you hold even as you grow in your financial journey? Take advantage of the free available resources to you. Sometimes I hear people speak about how they cannot be able to invest because they do not have capital. If you do not have capital, you at least have time. You still have knowledge. You can be able to use your time and your knowledge to be able to derive financial value from who you are and what you have. So what are you doing? Use their readily available resources, especially if they are free of charge. That is what pastoralists do, and they are making it despite having less knowledge and less know-how. They know where to use the free resources and they use it to be able to create value for themselves. And the other thing that they do is they are very resourceful every day. They have deep innate knowledge on where to find water. They have deep innate knowledge of where to find grass. And such knowledge and such ability is what makes them survive. So you yourself also need to have the ability to be able to find, to be resourceful, to be able to use, not only get information. How are you using the information that you have to be able to derive value for yourself? This is what enables them to be able to create value and be able to survive droughts. They know the knowledge of where they will be able to find grass. Again, they are only mimicking what nature has provided. Like the elephants, they can also be able to spot where the water is or where the grass is, and they can be able to make it to where you will find grass even in dry seasons. They use what nature provides through the elephants and through the knowledge that they have to be able to get these resources every day. Again, what do they do to eat? They most of the time use the milk that is available, or sometimes blood. Sometimes people think that such behaviors are uncouth when people have to drink blood, but blood is one of the most nutritious meals that somebody can be able to have, regardless of whether it is yucky or things like that. As a meal, it is potent and it is capable to sustain a human for much better as opposed to juice and other things. So they use availability of the blood that is in the animal. They do not kill the animal, but they're able to get some blood to be able to sustain themselves while keeping the animal alive. They use the available resources that are there for them. So what do you do? How do you glean the opportunities and the resources that you have? How are you able to arrange your financial affairs in a way to be able to take advantage of the opportunities that are here? When you have a farm, when you have the first fruits, the fruits that are not able to get to the market, what do you do with these fruits? Do you just let them rot on the ground? What do you do with the initial products that are not desirable for the market? What do you do with your spare time when you have some time that you can be able to do something in addition to your day-to-day and be able to make some value? That is what I'm speaking about. The other thing they do is they do not eat their capital. Contrary to popular belief, the pastoralist communities in Kenya and around do not eat as much meat as you would think. They eat meat, but they do not eat meat readily because they see it as eating their capital and stock. When you open a business, do you continuously take money and withdraw money from your business? Do you continuously stifle your cash resources by your personal needs? Be like the pastoralists. Despite having herds of thousands, they eat much less of their stock, and actually what they eat is what is weak and is dying and they cannot be able to sell. That is what they eat. So preserve your capital. Preserve your capital, because when you preserve your capital and grow your capital and use these other things that I have spoken to you about, you're able to grow your value. So the next time you start saying that pastoralists are not wise, they may be the most wise people you have ever met, and that is how you're able to grow your finances, by using what the pastoralists do. And that is how I have learned to be able to preserve my cash, invest, and able to use my knowledge to be able to acquire financial value over my life. So I hope that I have been helpful to you. I hope that you are learning, you are gleaning, and you are growing. Remember to subscribe to the channel, to leave a comment down below, and like this video so that this message can get to more people. Thank you, and enjoy your day.